to the channel. Today we are working on this yellow car once again, and we're gonna try and make it just a little bit better like we always do. And by the title, you guys already know what we are gonna be doing to this, and that is in this box right here. Let me dump it out real quick. Inside of here, I don't know if I can pull this thing out of this sheathing one-handed. I can. Is this, which is a short throw shifter made by Rodney Dickman. There's a shifter in there. I have been looking to kind of put a short throw shifter on for a little bit of time, not because I need it, but if you look in here, the shifter does stick up a little high, and I like my shifters a little shorter. I have a short throw on my Volkswagen, and I kind of wanted to put one of these on the Fiero just to get this shifter just a little bit shorter. But we'll get to that later. First, I want to tell you guys about what I've been doing to this car in the past couple of weeks that have been making it just a little bit better. For one, I got a rear reflector down here. I was driving one day and I looked behind and it was just gone. And I had no idea where it went. I couldn't find it anywhere, so it was just gone. And I was looking around, no one online had them or anything, so I had to call the Fiero factory and they actually sold me one, and I finally got it back on. I don't know how it fell off. I mean, I was driving completely normal. But yeah, thank you Fiero factory for sending me this out super fast, and I am super happy to have it back on just to complete the rear end. Secondly, I did a pretty big project, which you're not gonna notice in here at all, but I actually replaced the rear valve cover on this. Now, some of you may be saying, well, you already replaced this, right? I did. I replaced all the gaskets on the top end of this engine, but I must have done it wrong or something, because every time I would drive this, no matter how long, it would leak a lot of oil out. And it just was not good, and it wasn't pleasant to drive. It reeked of oil every time I drove it, and it just was not fun. So I caved in, I bought another gasket set, and I went ahead and did the rear valve cover. And needless to say, it actually helped. It does not leak anymore, so that is definitely a positive. It was not that fun of a process to get to the rear valve cover without taking the engine out. You have to take off the plenum and the intake down here, and you have to take off the fuel rail, which is in between these. So that wasn't that fun, but I did it and replaced the gaskets on the plenum and the intake yet again. So those are good, but I did get to the rear valve cover and replace that gasket. And yeah, what I found when I took it apart was that the gasket that I put on was actually split, and it was split pretty bad, and that definitely would explain the oil leak. Also, to get a little bit of extra room, I took off the deck lid. I needed to readjust that anyway, and that was another thing I did. It used to shake when it was latched a little bit, but now it does not. So that is another thing that I did, which is kind of cool. Now we can move on to the fun stuff, and we can change out this shifter. All right, we're gonna jump straight in here, and we're gonna take out our shifter assembly so we can install our short throw. Now, you guys have seen me do this a million times in the video where I fix the warping on the trim. So we go ahead, flip these open, take out our ashtrays, and in here, there's the 7mm bolts. You got those on both sides, and then you gotta unscrew your shifter, and then the whole thing just comes straight up. And there you go. Comes right off just like that. And here is our shifter assembly. So mine works pretty good. I think it was rebuilt before because it has a nice coat of paint on it and it looks pretty good. My original thought was I would take out the entire shifter assembly with the 4 bolts that are on there that hold it on. But honestly, there's pretty good access in here, so I might be able to just pop off this ring right here and then pop off this little pin down here. And I might be able to take this thing off and then slide the new one right on. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and try that, and we'll definitely see how it goes, but I think it'll work pretty good. right, so here is the old right here, and here is the new right here. So you can see this is definitely going to be a bit shorter, and I think it's going to feel great. But let's go ahead and get this thing installed, and we'll be able to see how it actually drives. Now I can go ahead and just throw this arm on and put it back, but all these little grooves in here are actually made for grease. So while I have it apart, I'm going to go ahead and put some grease on this, as well as put some grease down on the ball that's down there, just because I'm in here and it's some good maintenance to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first and then throw it all back together. And yeah, we'll be able to see what this thing is like when it's all back together, and maybe we'll be able to go for a drive. Okay, just about to throw the shifter surround on, and just wanted to show you guys how it looks. So I got everything all greased up, I got the short throw on, everything is all hooked up. Don't be like me and drop the little pin that goes down here. I dropped it and it fell down into there where it's going to stay forever now, but I did have a cotter pin, so I just put one of those on instead. But yeah, don't lose that. All right, holy crap. Look at this thing now. Look how short it is. The boot is definitely way too high. Ronnie Dickman does sell an actual boot that comes with this. I might buy one of those, or I might even try the 4-speed boot, because I know those are a little bit smaller than this. But this thing is completely different. The throws are so small. This is crazy. All right, let's give it a go. Wow. Well, first thoughts, the throws are very short, which is really cool. And it feels really far away now, because the shifter used to be like up here. But it does feel really good. That is going to do it for today's video, everybody. If you guys want to get a short shifter for your Fiero, go check out Ronnie Dickman's website. I will link the one that I use in the description below, and I am super pleased with this. I really like how it feels, and it just made the car just a little bit better. All right, so if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. See you later, everybody.